Hello, this is Bob Dust, and this tutorial is a short lesson on how to use Lucid chart to make our ERDs. And this is for Project 1. The objective of Project 1 is to make sure we are comfortable using the Lucid chart tool for building our ERDs in this course. First thing we're going to do is put our name up here. We'll leave the project 1. We will type in your name. I'll put in my name. And then enter and put in whether you're either in the hybrid class or the distance learning class. Like that. So one or the other, whichever class you're in. Now the first instruction is we're just going to create 4 entity objects in here. And that would be one for employee, job, department, and project. So we can come over to our template library on the left side, and we see there's several 4 entity relationships. We're going to take the far right one here. We're going to take it and drag it over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit wider. Okay, I am going to erase the text from here. I'll tell you why in just a minute. I'm going to erase that, press the tab key, delete, tab, delete, delete, tab, delete, tab, delete, tab, delete, tab, delete, tab, delete, delete. And now what I want you to do now is I want to format this a little bit because black and white's a little drab here. So I'm going to come up to my text tool up here. I'm sorry, my fill color tool over here, and pick a color that pleases you. I'm going to go with the gray. Now the reason I have this is over here in my custom library over here, I'm going to take this control and drag it over into my custom library. Now I can use this same control for my other entities that I'm going to do the rest of the project. Okay, so now I have that. I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to type in the employee. The employee is the name of the entity. It goes to the top bar. Press the tab key. I can put in a primary key. We don't know what primary keys are yet, but for now, just trust me. And we'll put in the employee ID tab INT. Oops. And I'm going to make this just a little bit wider. Should have done that in my template, but I forgot. So that's how we create a entity. I did the employee. You could do the job, the department, and the project. Now at the bottom of this screen, there are some tabs. So this is the entity tab. Next, we will go to the attribute tab. Now for the attribute tab, we're going to create the same 3 entities, or 3, employee, job, and department, and we're going to add some more attributes to them. So I'm going to take my custom tab over here. I'm going to drag it and drop it over here next to the employee. I'm going to make this a little wide. I wish I had done that. Like that. And I'm going to type in my employee again. This is the PK, employee ID, INT. Okay? Now, I'm going to look at my attributes over here and decide which of these attributes belong to the employee. And I see first name, last name. So let's do that. Now, first name and last name are not keys, so we just hit tab. First name, that would be a varchar. Varchar stands for variable length character. And last name, which is also a variable length character. And what else can we do? We have hire date and birth date. Now I'm going to come over here to my last name. I'm going to right click, insert row below, right click, insert row below again. Now these are not keys. I'm going to remove the key, type in birth date. And it is a date data type, and hire date is also a date data type. Now what I want to do, so this looks good. I have my employee, my primary key is employee ID. Actually, I like to make employee IDs bold. So I'm going to press the Control B key to make it bold. If you're not a keyboard person, you can come up here and select the B key up there to make it bold. Next, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to scratch through the ones I've already done. So I got employee ID, first name, last name, hire date, and birth date. I'm going to just mark those off. I'm going to click on employee ID, come to my tab options, and click on the little S strike through here. I'm going to go to first name, do the same thing. I'm going to go to last name and hire date, because that should do together. Strike through both of those, and then my birth date down here. Okay, so now I can see which attributes I've already used. Your job now is to create the next two, which will be job and department. Create two entities, and the primary keys obviously be job ID and department ID, and then choose the attributes that best describe a job and a department. Okay, don't stress out too much if you get the right ones or not. The main thing we do with this exercise is to make sure you know how to add attributes to entities within Lucid chart. Okay, so let's go to the next tab, which will be relationships. Now for relationships, we have employee here. We have employee. Employee has one job, one department, one project. A job can have many employees, meaning many employees can have the same job. A department has many employees, and a project has many employees. So I'm going to do the job employee relationship for you. I'm going to move my mouse over the job, and these little white circles show up around the edges. I can click on any white circle. I'm going to take the top one here, and my mouse changes slightly to a little plus sign here. I'm going to grab that, move it up, go over to the employee, and the white circle show up in the employee. I drop it. I have now created a one-to-many relationship. The one is down here. You see the little one? And the many is 3 bars up here. Now the next thing I have to do is go to my attributes. I have to add a foreign key to the job ID and make that an integer as well. So now I can look at this and say a job has many employees, and an employee has one job. You need to do the same now for employee department relationship and employee project relationship. Okay, let's go to the next tab, which is relationship, one-to-many relationships. This is the same concept here. So a sales order has one customer. A customer can have many sales orders. Again, we do the same thing. You click on this, and drag it to there. I'm going to let you do that. So look at each set of these. Remember, we drag from the one to the many. So a sales order has one sales rep. That's the one. And has the sales rep can have many sales orders. Check each one of these pair here and draw the line from the one to the many, whichever way that is. So read the description carefully and then decide which is the one, which is the many, and draw your line from the one to the many. And let's go to the last tab down here, which is many-to-many relationships. So for a many-to-many relationship, we have a third table, table in the middle. We'll later learn that this is called a bridge table. And so a class has many students, and a student enrolls in many classes. So to do this, we go from here, from this table to the bridge table, like that. From this table to the bridge table. We also have to we will make this a primary key, comma, foreign key. Make it wider. Okay, and we'll put in class ID, INT, primary key, foreign key. This should be student ID, INT. I'll make this a little wider. I'll try to fix that in the template before you do that. So that's how we create a many-to-many relationship. In the bridge table, we draw the one to the many from both sides. This is the one, this is the many. So we have two one-to-many relationships, and it forms a many-to-many. So a class can have many students enrolled, and a student can enroll in many classes. I did the top one. There are 4 more down here that you can do. And that should do it. Be sure you have your name on the top up here. Be sure you have your name on the top before you submit, and be sure you put in what type of class you're in. Okay, now Lucid chart saves it for you, but if you not believe in that, and sometimes I don't, I just click on File and Save, and it tells me all changes are automatically saved. That's all we have to do for this. I will give more instructions later on how to submit your project to me. So I hope this was helpful to you. Good luck. It shouldn't take you long. And that is our first tutorial on Lucid chart. Again, this is Bob Dust. This is for the ITD 130 class at Reynolds Community College.